You're listening to the Outlaw Gentleman Podcast, a show where we talk about whatever the hell we want. Here's your host, Kix Nelson.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to episode 1 of the OG podcast. As you heard there, I am Kix Nelson. I am the owner of the Outlaw Gentleman Barbershop right here in Rogersville, Missouri. And I wanted to make this first episode here to kind of explain to you guys why I've decided to do a podcast, talk to you about a couple of the guests we're going to have on the show, and just give you a general idea of what the show is going to be about. So I guess let's just jump right into it. The show really isn't going to have a particular niche. The reason is because my clients come from all different walks of life. They all have different stories, and I didn't want to limit myself to one particular niche. You know, I could have done it just about hair or men's grooming or stuff like that, which we are going to have some of that on the show. But I didn't want to limit myself to that. As you heard in the intro there, we're going to talk about whatever the hell we want to talk about. And I'm very excited. I've wanted to do this podcast for a long time, and I couldn't be more excited about it. I'm still trying to learn all the settings on my soundboard, my microphones and all that. So I apologize if the sound quality isn't the best in the world. Like I said, this is the first episode and I'm still learning. So I think that we will, get better as time goes on. The sound will get better. The quality will get better, but hopefully you guys can hear it all right. And hopefully everything sounds okay. The reason I decided to do a podcast is because, I've been cutting hair for a while now. I have some really great clients that come into my shop and they have some really awesome stories to tell. I've got clients that travel all over the country, some famous clients, some normal, everyday guys that just really have a passion about stuff. And I wanted to give all of my clients a platform to talk, to deliver their message and to share their stories. And, it's almost selfish of me to just keep those stories to myself. So I wanted to get them out there and have my clients come in here and sit down on the podcast with me and just have a conversation and share their stories with the world. So that's why I chose to do this. Some of the guests we're going to have on this show include guys like Luke Snyder. He's a former professional bull rider, rode in the PBR for 13 years. He's got a list of accomplishments a mile long. I'm super excited to have him on the show. He'll be one of our very first guests. Another guy that's going to be on here is a guy by the name of Michael Spires. Michael is a world famous opera singer. He has been traveling the world, going to Italy, France, Spain, Germany, you name it. He's probably been there. I forget how many different countries he's been to, but it's a lot. He's sang in literally every prestigious opera house all across the world. And he has some super great stories to tell just from all of his travels all over the place. Looking very forward to having him on the show as well. We're also going to have a guy by the name of Cody Myler. Cody is a gym owner down in Dallas, Texas. He also is a keto specialist. So any of you guys that are interested in keto or have questions about that, I look forward to having him on the show. He'll share with us some fitness tips. We also have Brenda Hammond. Brenda owns RogFit Gym over here in Rogersville, Missouri. She's going to come on and share some tips and tricks with us. We're going to have Will Worsham. Will Worsham is a lawyer and a judge. He's my personal lawyer. Will Worsham is just a great guy. He does a lot for the community, and I look forward to having him on the show as well. We got many, many more. I could sit here and just go through a whole list of them. I actually made a list of about 100 people that I want to get eventually on this show. Now, some of them, are a long shot. So, I've got guys that I would eventually like to have on the show, like Johnny Morris, owner of Bass Pro Shops. I know that's going to be a difficult one. That's going to be a long shot, but hey, shoot high, aim for the sky, and you never know what might happen, right? So, we'll see. Anyway, we're going to do one episode per week. Eventually, we will be available on all the platforms, Spotify, Google, Apple, the whole deal. This first episode is only going to be available on Anchor for the first couple weeks. And then after this one gets out there, hopefully it'll start spreading to all the other platforms. And eventually, I think I'll probably start posting some videos to YouTube as well. But for now, we're just going to, do it on on the podcast platforms. I just don't have the setup right now to get videos to YouTube, record the videos for YouTube. So, eventually, maybe if this podcast starts making a little money and I can quit dumping my own money into it, we'll get a couple cameras set up and start recording these podcasts for YouTube as well. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to take a quick minute here. This is episode 1, the OG podcast. And I just wanted to take a quick minute here to kind of share with you guys why I'm doing it and some of our guests that we're going to have. And I look forward to sharing some of my stories as well. So appreciate you guys tuning in, and we will see you guys next week.
Thank you for listening to the OG Podcast. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Outlaw Barbers. Tune in next week for more great conversations with new guests and fresh topics.